Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to do a little bit more adventuring in stealth archery. So we'll go and get our favorite stealth archer at camp. And remember, if we don't want to try to learn the layout of every camp, we can just click on our companion on the shared inventory screen and select talk.
So, the untouchable Karlak is untouchable no more. I'd shake her hand, but she can still snap me in two, so probably safest to skip it.
We'll ask him to come in.
Obviously I would, but you have so many followers already. I wouldn't want to crowd you.
We'll have him take Lazelle's place.
In that case, I'd be happy to tag along.
All right, so to set him up for success in stealth archery, we'll equip the Shadow of Menzoberranzan. That's going to give us the ability to go invisible. We're going to equip the Flawed Helldusk Gloves. That's going to add fire damage to our bow attacks. We'll give him the Boots of Speed, so that if we use a dash action, we move really far. We're going to equip the Silver Pendant so that he has Guidance, which is a concentration spell, so that when we give him the Strange Conduit Ring, he has a spell to concentrate on for additional psychic damage, and then we'll equip the Caustic Band for additional acid damage. For a weapon, we're going to equip the Knife of the Undermountain King, which is going to drop his critical range by 1, so that's going to mean that he'll get a critical on a 19 or a 20. And since we're going to be attacking at advantage a lot of the time, then we're going to get to roll 2 dice to look for that 19 or 20. We're going to take advantage of a Hill Giant Strength Potion so that he's got enough strength to do extra damage with the Titan String Bow. And then we'll just exit camp. So we'll get the group together and leave camp.
Killed a few giant bats in my day, Astarion, but never hunted a vampire.
So some of the behavior of other mobs can get odd when they can't locate anyone else on the map. So we're going to take the rest of the party, other than Astarion, and everyone's going to go to camp. This is so that if we end up with characters that are looking for a non-hidden part of the party, that they don't go on a vision quest across the map trying to locate people that they can't actually see. It doesn't seem to happen in Act 1, and it doesn't seem to happen in Act 3, but I've had it happen in Act 2 a few times. So we're going to take Astarion and we're going to run right back to where we waylaid the Drider and follow what would be the Drider's path a little bit. So we're going to run past this broken down building. And across these broken trees. And past the catapult. While we're over here, Roland has a tendency to come looking for his siblings, and we can tell if he's down here because there'll be a lit torch, and he's not down here yet. So because I do these things a little out of order, stuff can seem odd. And so Roland will show up probably to find his siblings after we've already rescued them. So we'll grab this waypoint and come up next to the toll house. And we're going to cast Enhanced Sleep. And we're going to jump on top of the toll house. And then over to the corner. And we're not actually interested in dealing with the people inside the toll house at the moment. We're interested in dealing with Karnis the Drider that we fooled and the folks that he was with. So we're going to cast Guidance so that we're concentrating on the spell. And we're going to do acid damage, psychic damage, fire damage, and bow damage. And we're just going to take all these guys out. And we'll have to wait for this dude here to path back for us to hit him.
Make it hurt.
All right. So that's all but one of the Drider crew. There's another one that's further over. And we're going to try and take care of the shadows and the harpers that are over here. So we'll cast Guidance again. And we're going to cast Minor Illusion and see if we can't convince the shadows and harpers to come a little closer to us so we can shoot them. So we'll go to the far end of our range and bring the shadows over. And we'll just take a couple of shots. And we will do Cunning Action Hide. Sometimes we get a surprise around here, sometimes we don't. Now, all the rest of these guys are too far away for us to shoot, so we're going to remain visible to draw them in towards us, and we're going to end up with this problem of trying to find the shadow when it becomes invisible. And they're still pretty far back. We have a shot on one of them. So we'll take it and hide. This guy's headed for the ramp up. You can see he's actually looking around trying to find us and doesn't. And that's actually going to end combat. So we'll take out one. Don't have a shot on that one right now, so we'll try to reposition. We're pretty far away. We'll cast Guidance again to get that psychic damage back. And if we can get into with a normal range, we can even do a sneak attack from here.
We'll do it my way.
But we're getting the too dark was disadvantage. So no sneak attack if we have disadvantage.
No trace.
See, Dark Current is moving the shadow. And we've got advantage on our stealth checks, so it's no surprise that he didn't see us when he was running up. And we'll go back into turn-based mode because we're not done shooting him yet.
The subtle approach.
And that's it for him.
Don't linger.
And we'll head back to the corner and see if we can't get some shots on the rest of them. And we've run inside. That's not where we want to be.
I need to rest. The sunset can't come
I guess we'll just
quickly
jump
enough.
over. So, Baldur's Gate 3 does a pretty good job of handling multi-tiered places, but sometimes when you're trying to move around, walls and stuff get in the way. So I'm not seeing the rest of the Harpers. They might have returned to where they came from. We're going to cast Guidance, Enhanced Leap, and Featherfall. And then we'll crouch, and we're going to jump way over and see if we can't have a look. And the reason that we've got all these spells going is so that if we find something, we can jump back. Yeah, we found these Harpers.
Delightful.
And we're in combat with the Shadow. We don't know where the Shadow is at. So we've got this question of whether or not we'd like the Shadow to try to bite us. I'm going to jump into a lit area to try to allow us to see where the Shadow is. So somewhere around here and coming. Alright, so we now know where it's at. And we're going to hide. And we'll back around.
Over here.
And it found us, but it didn't have enough movement to deal with it. We'll back up. Take a shot at it. And then we're going to jump out of its range. Because we've got Enhanced Leap still going. And it's revealed because we cast Light. Alright. And who on earth is this guy wandering around? I thought we shot him. Alright, so... Oh, this is the last of the guys. So we'll sneak attack him, and he's down. So that's the end of this group. And it opens up the mausoleum here that we can go in and take a look at the Temple of Shar. Now, I would recommend that you save your game if you're not playing on honor mode here. This has the possibility of getting weird. I've had a lot of errors with this particular pack that we're heading towards. So we're going to crouch and head up toward the gate, but not to the gate. And we're going to come up around the top. The reason that we moved everybody off the map is to try to corral the ambush that we're about to set off. So I've had crazy luck with the Gith Ambush here, going all over the map. So we're behind them so they didn't see us. But I've had these folks take off trying to run to Last Light Inn. I've had them trying to run inside of Moonrise Towers, chasing someone that they clearly can't see. My assumption was that they were chasing the psionic detector that Voss had given, but I'm honestly not sure. So the reason that we've moved everyone to camp is so that the psionic detector is nowhere on the map, nor is anyone but Astarion. So if they're running around, it shouldn't impact. The other thing that I'll note here is that if they end up starting to die of the Shadow Curse for some reason, that's a problem for us because we're not going to get experience if they die of the Shadow Curse. So while we're up here now, we'll go ahead and cast Guidance. And crouch again. And we're going to head over and we're going to cast Minor Illusion kind of at the edge of their sight range. And we're going to try and bring the folks that are up on the ledge back down. This can take a couple of castings because there's a long way for most of them to run. And they're in a pretty good position, so we'll stop right here. And the kill order here is a big priority, so we're going to want to take out the leader, this avatar of Lakith, before the rest of them. She's got an ability, an honor mode, that when something around her dies, she can sacrifice a soul, and then she starts getting more powerful. So we want to avoid that, and so to do so, we'll just strike her first. But we're outside of normal range, so we can't get a sneak attack off. So we'll get a little bit closer, and we're just going to initiate combat. And it's fine if we fail stealth. We actually want combat to start, but if we get more than one shot off, that's okay. So we're going to double check our sight radius. We can see we're actually in someone's sight radius, so we don't want to be there. We're going to back off until we're not, and then we'll click hide.
Just like old times.
I will take the artifact for my queen.
And we'll take another shot at her. And miss. And then hide. The archers have a rally ability, which is the same as the one that we saw at the Emerald Grove Gates. It just adds hit points. The warriors will cast jump, but because they don't know where to go, they're not going to move. The leader will cast Form of Dread. And we'll try to shoot her again. And double check our sight and hide. So, lots of rallying going on. The last ones that we're going to deal with are the warriors. They've got a parry ability, and on top of the parry ability, they are getting healed by the archers, so we're going to take out the leader, then the archers, then the warriors.
Into the shadows.
And you can't be more rallied than rallied, so once they've rallied her, they're going to stop that. And as a reminder, the Gith are extremely dangerous opponents in the game. So in a straight toe-to-toe fight, you really want to throw everything at them that you can. They do a ton of damage. They're very offensively focused. So this will look really easy, and it is, but it's because of the tactic we're using, not because Astarion is a particularly powerful character or a particularly good archer. So if we were trying to do this on the serious, because we wanted to show off how tough we were,
Ready or not?
we would be using a Gloomstalker Ranger instead with multiple shots around. Or trying to reposition so that we were getting sneak attack dice. The important part here is that we're attacking from just about as far away as we possibly can have a shot.
Into the shadows.
And we're just having terrible luck hitting. And hide.
For a new approach.
And our guidance is expired. We could recast it, but we're only going to get a d4 damage per shot out of that, so it's not going to significantly shave time off of killing these. So over 10 shots, that's going to be 10d4.
Let's have a little fun.
We can maybe get through a little bit faster. When we get to the warriors, we'll probably want to recast it because that's a lot about doing big damage, single hits.
On the hunt.
So we're pretty close to dealing with the most dangerous opponent. She's almost down.
The subtle approach.
And there's no predicting why people decide to run off. So he's gotten far enough away that the light is not helping him anymore. So we got Shadow Curse on him. Not great. It means we're probably not going to get experience for that guy.
They won't know what bit them.
So we can reposition to shoot at this archer. And we'll choose to sneak attack on that critical hit. Double check our sight and hide.
Trace.
And we'll try that again. And we'll hide again.
Just like old times.
43, that is a lot of damage. We can maybe get a little closer to this dude. Not too much. We'll take a shot. And we'll back up and hide.
Let's find some prey.
If we're not going to get sneak attack, then there's no reason to be close. Yeah, 9 is not going to help you. There we go.
We'll do it my way.
You see that they come back as undead, though apparently still on the same side, so not attacking their allies.
Now they see me.
And like I said, this fight is habitually buggy for exactly that reason. So
No trace.
the opponents will suddenly start being affected by the Shadow Curse or run around trying to get to who knows where on the map.
Let's find some prey.
And we'll try and find a position where we can hit this guy without getting too close. And we'll kick off our sneak attack, and we'll run back and hide.
Let's have a little fun.
We want to be as far away as possible to confuse the AI about where we're at. You see that the parry is going to make this take a much longer time.
Yes.
But we're still able to get through it with the sneak attack.
Just like old times.
Terrible first or terrible second wind roll there.
They won't know what bit them.
And this is time consuming, but not particularly worrisome. So if we were inclined to do that, Astarion could die in this encounter and we would just have Withers bring him back and we could show back up and finish them off. So there's no risk of losing or having our game end here, even if we're in honor mode. All right, and now we're down to 1, this suddenly undead one.
With pleasure.
And apparently still has its abilities, so we'll back up
We'll do
and
it
hide.
my way.
Alright, and hopefully here pretty soon we'll be done with this fight. Alright, there we go. So we'll cast Featherfall and jump down. Let's take a look at what these guys have. So the warrior has a magic sword. The other warrior has a magic sword. The raiders, however, have +1 crossbow, hand crossbows, and arrows of many targets. Those are fantastic. We'll take them.
Certainly.
And the leader has a set of bracers that give us the telekinesis spell, a ring, some armor that's better if you're Githyanki. We'll just send that to Lizelle for now, and a regular Githyanki sword, and then some orders, which we'll read, that say, kill us, signed Blacketh.
Go.
And we'll just go ahead and run over to the waypoint. And there we go. So that is not the last waypoint in this area.
Yes, please.
And we can come back over here. And when we were sneaking earlier, we saw that there's another group of people over here.
They won't see me coming.
So we'll do another sneak fight. So we're going to cast Enhanced Leap. And we'll switch to top down and jump up on top of the house of healing again.
Watch the shadows.
And we'll come over here and take a look at what we've got. And again, tilde for me highlights all of the opponents, so it's easier to prioritize targets. Our big one here is going to be this Wraith. It's got a lot of hit points and it turns invisible. It's pretty annoying. So we're going to cast Guidance. And we're going to crouch again, and we're going to start shooting the Wraith and see how many times we can get it before combat starts. If we manage to kill it, we'll go after the shadow. This is really a product of how well we're doing on stealth rolls. There we go. And we see there's another shadow in the back here, but we're out of shots, so we're going to hide. And we'll step back out of the sight range here of this dog. And that'll be our first target.
They won't know what bit them.
And these shadows, again, are running around, going who knows where places.
Into the shadows.
And we'll walk a little closer and start dealing with the shadow cursed folks.
The subtle approach. Leave no trace.
Then there's no real priority for the order here. It's just whatever's closest to you other than the shadows. And the shadows is really just because they're annoying to try to find, not because that they're particularly strong or cool.
Let's have a little fun.
We could use an elixir of see invisibility, but unfortunately we're using an elixir for giant strength, so that would overwrite the giant strength elixir, and we'd rather have giant strength than see a single shadow.
Make it hurt. Ready or not? Let's do it.
And it's no terrible thing if we can actually convince the shadow to, like, say, come inside the House of Healing where there's lights. The shadows are only capable of hiding where it's dark, but unfortunately the Shadowlands oftentimes will cancel light effects. This guy is so far away we can't hit him, so what we're going to do is we're going to move back and kind of draw him towards us. That's going to prompt the shadow to come towards us too. And again, no bad thing if we can get it anywhere near an actual light source. And we'll just run over and take a shot at this guy. And double check, and he can't see us, so we'll hide. This guy's running into the middle of this room. Probably to the stairs to come up, and this is actually going to break combat, I think. It looks like they're trying to detect us and can't see us.
Stepping softly.
So we'll come over to where we've got a hole in the roof. Cast guidance again. And we'll just drop that guy. But we still have a shadow somewhere. So I think it was over here somewhere. We will. Again, we'll cast jump and fall, and we'll jump down and just try to see if we can't get the shadow to show up and try to attack us. But we're not going to go in the house. There we go. Okay. So we've got the shadow targetable again. We'll take a shot at it, and then we're going to move back so far back that it's going to have to dash to get to us. It'll probably try to chase us as it doesn't have a very long-ranged attack. I'm not actually certain how far it can move. There we go. Oh, it did manage to get an attack off on us, but it didn't get far enough away. And that's that. Alright, so we're going to end this video here, but we're not done with Stealth Archery. We still have a little bit more to do, and I will show you that in the next video. See you there. Thanks.